All right. 420, boys. 420. Market overview here Monday. Still a shit show out there when it comes to back and forth, but in my eyes, in a weird way, the market is basically afraid to sell because they've seen what's been going on and that the market just bounces every time. And it's like, well, if they know that the news is going to get better whenever markets go down, why would you even want to be short? Somebody pointed out the other day that I thought was funny is like the rolling top S&P guys spent 150 days basically waiting to be right, and then all of their work basically got evaporated in 11 days as the market ripped. So it's like, why do you even want to be short? It's scary. I mean, maybe that's the reason to be short. I don't know. Some chart I was working on this morning, I'm doing some AI work with it, that I'm just trying to figure out, is this Bitcoin volatility chart. If you look at these horizontal lines here, between September 23 and April of 2025, you had this like expansion phase of the Bitcoin price, right? But also it was kind of vaguely correlated to Bitcoin volatility. Yet before that and after that, you can see that the volatility and the price kind of diverge and are anti-correlated, kind of like where we are now. So I just find that interesting. And it's like, well, if during the most bullish phase of the expansion phase, it was more correlated, can we get a sign of us being more correlated in the shorter term to maybe hint at that correlation coming back and going into the next expansion phase? Or are we going to continue seeing a divergence here? And maybe that is cause for weakness, unsure, because we had this last push in the bull market with a divergence too. So it doesn't mean it has to go in a certain direction. I just find it interesting. So I'm kind of trying to use Claude and see if it has any interesting thoughts there. Let me go take a look at stocks. So I believe the next ceasefire deadline is Wednesday. I think JD Vance and Kushner and Wickoff are over in Islamabad talking now. So we'll probably hear a lot of back and forth, a lot of lies, all that stuff. So get rid of some of this here. You can see stocks are chilling near all-time highs. You hide that. Right now, I don't think there's any reason to be too bearish. I mean, maybe we see some sort of retest and continuation. If the war is ending and you think things are starting to resolve themselves, again, you look at this chart, I'm like, well, do I really want to be fading this, right? I've been seeing these like tweets from these guys showing market internals and all that stuff. Like the internals look terrible. It means that like we're not going to be able to like continue upwards. Like, yeah, man, I feel like internals always look bad. You can create any reason, like, oh, we're too what do you call it? There's too much money in the top 10 companies or whatever in the S&P 500, and once they go down, the whole thing's going to go down. Well, that happened, and the market didn't go down more than 10%. So I don't know. It's just like, Jesus. Russell basically all-time highs, NASDAQ basically all-time highs. Russell, like, this is funny, right? Because we talked about maybe Russell was just retesting the breakout or whatever. It kind of ended up being that way. Hit the 200-day moving average, held that breakout line, and just rocketed back up. Bitcoin has showed that it's still staying pretty resilient here. Question is, do we kind of bounce here at this midline and get going? It's kind of my base case here as we try to resolve things. I think Bitcoin's pretty strong right now, but could we see it go back now to 70K, retest this low, get everybody scared again? Sure. If we break 65 or lower, like shit's gonna get bad for sure. It'll get bad. But the move index basically back towards the lows. VIX holding under 20 now. I like days like this where the VIX is actually up a significant amount. And we talked about this before in previous market overviews, but Bitcoin's doing well and stocks are doing decent when VIX is going up. It just gives me more unless it's because something is going poorly and the VIX is creeping up to go higher. I actually think this is good because it just gives more room to the upside for vol to come down and for the bid to come back. So I think the market is still a little bit antsy as to what's going to happen here with the war. Gold still, let me put this back on and give me better. Nope, not that. Okay. So gold and silver, if I recall correctly, are looking, I'm not long or short, but they look pretty good still. But wouldn't be surprised to see a move either way in those for now. So nothing, not confident there. Dollar, I still think we're going to head towards the lower end of this range. Yields still on their way back. Actually, a decent up move today, but nothing crazy. Volatility, all down across the board. Oil, I'm now building a short. I have to say, oil has been pretty good reads so far. The only thing I did not pull the trigger on was getting long oil into the weekend. Would have been great because you could have gotten this long right into Brent, into the escalation, which you'll note I was saying on Friday, like we've gone up so far so fast, oil's gone down, and everything seems so good. But then you had Iran saying like, no, everything is not good. You had easier weekend risk of pain after so much good movement. But now I think we've kind of found ourselves in a similar situation where unless we go back above 100 in Brent here or whatever the pricing mechanism you're using, unless we go back above these ranges, I just want to be short again into a resolution. We're going into another deadline or whatever. So I just think it's another spot where I want to be short. Right now, I'm just a little bit on sides on the short. I've been averaging in a little bit as we go up. And yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Stock's not off to the best, but again, like we've had whatever 12 days in a row up. Not shocking to see some of these things take a little bit of a chill pill. Decent bid across the board after a rough weekend in crypto. So that's positive news. MSTR caught a nice bid too. They bought 34,000 Bitcoin over the weekend, $2.5 billion worth. We've talked about Stretch and the power of that after the ex-dividend date. So in about 2 weeks, when this gets back up to 100, they're going to start hitting that again. Per and Hyperliquid have gotten knocked. And if you guys didn't hear, there was like a massive DeFi hack over the weekend in crypto, massive covering of a lot of DeFi related products. Hype, I don't know if people were also covering in Hype to help in some of the losses, some of the bigger players or what, but that didn't help as crypto was broadly a little bit more risk off and we had hit some of these resistance levels. So not shocking to see Hyperliquid and Per kind of get a little bit of a knock to them, but overall, I still kind of like here. I was like looking at this chart, and I was like, like, do I de-risk it all here on this like upward channel? Like, nah, I'll let it go. And sure enough, we followed back off of it. So until we break, it's like Bitcoin, right? Until we break out of this channel, once we do, it looks really good. Same thing here for Bitcoin. Like if we could get out of this like bullshit range and get back up here, I think we go back into the 80s, 90s like relatively quickly. But for now, we wait. And the Avis rent a car or whatever still moves on. We're at 5:30 now. I've been talking to some people about how to express this trade. Like I put on some small puts or whatever, which will probably die. But like I don't know how to best express this trade. I don't like options. I don't like the timing. The premium's too high. It's hard to borrow short. Like really, it's just a difficult trade unless you're some large institution who can borrow a ton of this and stay short for a while. As a retail trader, I don't know how to play this. So really, it's just happening in real time. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Some of the other ones that I'm gonna watch though, like if interest rates come back down, is like Open Door, right? This is one that seems to do well when interest rates go lower, especially it's a meme stock. And if this breaks out, gets above this 200-day moving average here and breaks this wedge, like this is one of those ones that could really run. So that's when I have a price alert on. Looks really interesting to me. Some of these other like meme stocks like Rivian, Crowdsource, Hims, like all those, probably good to have up. Not that you got to buy them or anything, but I'm still in kind of waiting mode. Are we going to continue these moves that we've had? Like we're kind of forced to wait now until, if we're being honest, we're kind of forced to wait to see what the resolution is here and move forward. In the meantime, keep watching like Global Flows. He's been spot on for a lot of this stuff. Keep watching that. Keep up with it if you can. He's live streaming every day on YouTube. How much else to say, guys? Just if you're caught in the middle again, ping ponging back and forth, just be careful or adjust your time horizons accordingly. And yeah, I mean, yeah, that's about it. All right, well, catch you at the chalet. See you later.